Hey guys, I just got back from the gym. Excuse my room, it's kind of messy. Maybe I'll chill over here. So I just got back from the gym. I had a really good workout. Today is Sunday. I had a good weekend. I worked out Saturday and Sunday, which I haven't done in a while. I was averaging, or have been averaging, about 4 days a week at the gym. Trying to up that right now to 5 or 6 and keep it really consistent. I decided on a show date. I'm really excited about it. I just feel good. I feel ready. I'm excited. I'm pumped about it. It'll be fun. Obviously, it's, you know, during the prep, it's going to be some hard times, but right now I feel really good going into it. I got enough time for prep. The show won't be till November 9th and 10th, so it'll give me enough time to get my nutrition, get my workouts on track, everything like that. And then I'm going to go part-time at work beginning of September, so it'll give me that extra push I need, you know, as far as time-wise, making sure I'm getting all my workouts in, making sure I'm food prepping and tracking all my macros and all that. So yeah, so I feel really good going into it. The only thing is next month, or it's almost July now, but I am going to be traveling like half that month, so I'm going to try really hard to at least get some workouts in, even if they're home workouts, like whatever, and then to not go off track my eating, though. That's the thing. Like, obviously, you know, I'm going to Vegas. I will be drinking in Vegas. Like, I'm going to be drinking on the 4th in LA, but, you know, I'm not going to be eating terrible. Like, I'm not going to wake up if I'm hungover and eat a bunch of carbs. Like, that's not going to happen. So the main thing is I just want to keep my nutrition on track while I'm traveling. That's one of my, like, ultimate goals for July, since I'll be gone like half the month. I'm going to LA, Vegas, back home where I'm from, and then New York City. So those will be a little bit of a challenge, just making sure I try and get like some workouts in. But other than that, you know, I won't be traveling after that at all up until the show. So that should be okay. I have a really good team in place. I love, like, all my trainers. Everyone's just very helpful, trying to keep me on track. I'm going to meet with one of my trainers and go over some things once he gets back from vacation. So all in all, I'm feeling really good, guys. I'm happy. I'm excited to focus more on fitness. You know, I'm going to be still obviously working in nursing, and I'll probably do some vlogs still about, like, nursing school, just to help some people out with that. But my main focus right now for the rest of the year pretty much is on fitness, on just getting my body to where I want it to be. I'm also going to take the certified personal training exam, so I definitely want to get that, just to, one, learn about everything that I'm doing, and, you know, I do want to do online training in the future and help other people out too. So I do start my nurse practitioning program in August, so I will need to study. They're all online classes though, so, and I don't have any clinicals until next year, so that'll be fine. I'm just taking 2 classes to start. It'll be I forget the other one, but the hard one that I'm taking for the first semester is Advanced Pathophysiology, but I'm only taking 2 classes, and they're both online, so it won't be a problem. And then I'll be working less too when that starts. So I'm also very excited to start that program, though. I've been wanting to be a nurse practitioner for a while, and just excited to get going on that too. And that'll actually, the Advanced Pathophysiology class will help translate to what I'm doing in fitness. So I like kind of how it all connects. I need to get ready for work. I'm going to the hospital. I got to work tonight and tomorrow night. Probably going to have, I've been going to the gym consistently all week, so I'm going to have tomorrow be my rest day. So I work 12 hours overnight, sleep, have tomorrow be my rest day. I am going to wake up and do some fasted cardio, and then I'll be back to the hospital for Monday night too, another 12-hour shift. So that's my game plan. And just to kind of give you guys like kind of a little physique update where I'm at, like, at the moment. It's not, I mean, you can't tell too much because I have what I'm wearing, but so this is kind of where I'm at, like, body-wise and ab-wise. You can't really see my arms in this shirt, so I'll have to do that later, but just kind of give you guys where I'm at to start with the prep, and I will give you guys some updates, you know, throughout all the prep, of course, and see where I'm at with my body and how things are changing. Okay guys, I had a killer leg workout yesterday with one of the trainers from 5 Star at Sammy Swole, and we did a couple different like leg variations that I've never tried before. Had a really good workout with him, and I wanted to show you guys a couple clips from that. So the first 2 clips, one of them is just a variation of a hip thrust. It's on the bench, so instead of our hip thrust machine that we have at the gym. And then I also did glute cable kickbacks, but instead there's a machine that I usually do them on. We just kind of, again, did like a little variation of them with like a step up, and did some sets of those. This isn't my whole workout either, the clips that I'm going to show you guys, but it's some of it. Okay, and so the 2 new movements that I've tried, I think I've done a sumo squat before, but not in like a really long time. So what we did was sumo squats on the Smith machine. So I did a couple sets of those. I really liked having the dumbbell there to make sure I get like the full range of motion. I personally like the Smith machine because it helps me make sure like I have good form when I'm squatting. I was in a car accident like a 1.5 years ago now, and I had 2 bulging discs in my back. So I used to not be able to do straight leg deadlifts or RDLs. And the last little clip I want to show you is, they're called cannonballs, or cannonball squats, I guess. I've never tried them at all, actually, ever. So, and you can do them without a dumbbell. I did them like with a dumbbell for my feet placement and to put a little more emphasis on my quads. Really like these guys. So here's a clip for that. So I have been trying to up my gym game, especially since I decided to compete. I'll be traveling a lot this month, so I'm happy that my prep won't start until I'm back from traveling, because it's very hard to travel and even just eat healthy and work out, let alone do a prep. So, and now on to my travel tips. So I will be traveling a lot this month. I'm going to LA on Tuesday. I'm going to Vegas right from LA. And then later on in the month, I'm going back home, where I'm from, in upstate New York, right near the Canadian border. And then going downstate to New York City for 4 or 5 days. So I love traveling, you guys. If I could have a hobby, or if I do have a hobby, it would be to travel. I love like going to new places, experiencing new things, seeing new sights, meeting, you know, different people. If I could spend my money on something, it'd always be traveling. So, and just a little backstory. So when I was 18, I moved across the country to go to college. I didn't know anyone in the state that I was going. From there, I traveled by coastal a lot to go back home. When I was in college, I just, you know, traveled on the West Coast, since that was all new to me. I'm from the East Coast originally. I've never been out on the West Coast before when I was 18. And then I also spent a summer abroad in Europe, where I traveled a bunch there as well. So I want to share with you guys just a couple travel tips that have helped me, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it and they were helpful. Okay, so tip number 1, try and find, obviously, the flights for the cheapest cost. I don't know what the site is called, but if you just Google like flights, and Google has its own search engine that pops up for flights. It's a newer thing, and I love it because it breaks it down, the different airlines. So there's not just one airline, there's multiple ones, but it breaks it down per day. So it's like if you want to leave on this Tuesday, this is how much like the general flight would cost. But if you want to leave a day later, you know, it'll be this much. So I like how it breaks it down cost by day. Google does that, so it would be my suggestion to definitely check that out. And I believe the best day to travel, I think, is Wednesdays, if I'm not mistaken. Wednesday is usually the best day as far as prices and like less people and that kind of thing. Tip number 2, and I'm kind of bad about this, but it's really important, is in your carry-on you want to pack like a set of clothes, you know, underwear, set of clothes, maybe a toothbrush, hairbrush maybe or something, because if the airline loses your luggage, you are not going to have anything, and depending on where you're at, it can be, you know, a pain. So that would definitely be a tip of mine, to make sure you pack like one set of clothes and a couple toiletry things in your carry-on. That way, if your luggage, God forbid, is lost, you're not totally, you know, without anything. Thankfully, knock on wood, I haven't had my baggage lost. It was lost one time, but it was on my way back home, and so I mean, it wasn't like a big deal. I was, you know, at home at that point and done my trip. So, but make sure you pack a set of clothes in your carry-on to have. My next tip is to, if you're, especially the women out there, I don't pack light whatsoever. I definitely tend to pack a lot, but one thing that has helped me to pack more efficiently is to plan out my outfits per day. So I'll literally plan out, you know, what I'm wearing this day, this day, this day, down to the T as far as jewelry, my shoes, you know, everything. And that kind of helps me where I'm not bringing so many extra clothes and stuff that I'm never gonna wear. Also, I personally never check 2 bags, never. I always bring one bag. It's a large bag. It's usually just under 50 pounds if I fill it like full. And I just check that because you're gonna get charged $25 per bag. So there's no reason to check 2 small bags and pay $50 each way when you could bring one bag and pay $25. So just make sure you keep that in mind. Also, if you know, are checking one bag, you don't want to pay to check like a second one, keep that as your carry-on, and then you can check it at the gate too for free. So you're not having to pay that, again, the extra $25 fee. The only thing is, if you are bringing one bag like that to, you know, save some money, make sure it's under 50 pounds. It can be 49.8 pounds, it doesn't matter, but under 50, because as soon as it's over 50, they're going to charge you double. So make sure it's always under 50 when you're checking your luggage in. Don't forget too, if you buy stuff and you want to bring stuff home with you, that's going to add more weight to that bag. So keep that in mind. And another thing that has helped me a lot is I have an airline card. There's lots of good ones out there, like Southwest I think is a good one. I have a United one because Southwest doesn't fly to where I need to fly back home to Burlington, Vermont. But United does, so that's why I have a United card. But it's helped me greatly. Like, first of all, I always get a free check bag, so I never pay for to check my baggage. So that's $50, you know, round trip each time you fly that you're saving money on. They give me like free guest passes for the lounge, like a couple times a year. I can go there for free. And I don't even use my debit card anymore, to be honest. My United card is directly linked to my bank account. And so I have like my checking, my savings, and my credit card all right there, so I can easily transfer in between. And I just use my credit card all the time, as my debit card, and I just make sure I pay it off obviously that month, so I'm not getting the interest fees. And I just use that instead, and I gain points every month because instead of using my debit card, I'm using, you know, the airline credit card. So far doing that, I have had at least like 4 round trip flights for free, basically. I just pay taxes. So like, for example, later on this month, I'm going to back home where I'm from in New York. And then flying out New York City and coming back to Phoenix, and that total trip cost me $11.50, and then free check bag. So you guys, like, it's great to go if you do travel a lot. I highly suggest to get an airline card. There's so many cards out there. I mean, there's some that you don't have to have a specific airline. It's just a frequent flyer mile card, and you can use it with multiple airlines. You can have one airline. It doesn't really matter, you know, whatever suits you best, but I would highly suggest to look into it if you do travel a lot, because it will save you a lot of money. And also, if I travel abroad, I can use that credit card there without any like transaction fees, which is huge too. And just a couple little health tips, guys. Make sure when you're traveling, drink lots and lots of water. Your body's going to be dehydrated. You're traveling, you're changing, you know, climates and time zones, and you're around a lot of people, and you're not paying attention to, you know, because you're not in your normal everyday habits. So make sure, don't forget, drink lots of water. Bring healthy snacks. If you're trying to eat healthy, don't, you know, go to the airport, because you're going to end up getting, you know, a bagel and cream cheese for breakfast. Like, bring, you know, power bars or trail mix, or some people bring like instant oatmeal because they can add that to hot water, which is like, you know, any hotel you stay at has hot water. So just bring like snacks like that to help make sure you stay on track with your eating. Make sure you drink a lot of water. My skin's pretty good, but I know a lot of times when people travel, it can mess with their skin, cause them to break out, those kind of things. So I know some women that on the flights, they will put like a sheet face mask on and just, you know, have that on their flight. And, you know, it's probably a little awkward at first because you're around people, but who cares? Like, it's worth it if, you know, it helps your skin stay moisturized and in check even when you're traveling. And again, when you're changing climates, you're changing, you know, the air is different, it can wreak havoc on your skin. And lastly, a couple tips more if you're traveling abroad. Make sure, let your bank know when you're traveling abroad. Let them know what cards you're bringing, because if you don't, you're going to be, you know, in some country with probably, you know, no Wi-Fi to connect with anybody, and the bank is going to assume that, you know, your card was stolen, and it's going to cancel your card because he doesn't know that you're in Norway. Okay, so another tip too, don't take out money at the airport when you get there. The exchange rate is going to be higher. They like to like kind of pick on tourists that way and do that. Wait till you're out of the airport and you're wherever you need to go, and then try and take out money, you know, wherever that may be, because the exchange rate will be less, and the airports are definitely a little bit higher for exchange rates. Couple of safety tips. If you're bringing a purse and you're traveling abroad, make sure it's an over-the-shoulder strap purse with a zipper. That way, if it's, you know, someone can't just run by and grab your purse from you, it's over your shoulder, it's safer that way. Make sure it has a zipper. Don't have like a purse that's just kind of open. There's so many pickpocketers in Europe. Like, I was in Paris with one of my friends. He had like an iPod at the time in his back pocket that was picked right out of his pocket. He didn't even know. So just be safety conscious, you know, especially they can tell you're a tourist. It's just kind of the way it is, especially if you have like your camera and you're snapping pictures everywhere. So definitely make sure, you know, your purse or whatever has a zipper on it, and I would really highly suggest an over-the-shoulder bag. So that way, you know, it can't be taken from you easily. Well as your passport, I don't think I did this when I was there, but what you should do is either take a picture of your passport, that way you have like an extra copy, or actually print out an extra copy just in case, God forbid, something happens and you lose it. You at least have some other form of a copy of it that you can have on hand. And lastly, I know obviously when you're in Europe, a lot of people do utilize like the trains and stuff there, but if you do want to fly, I would highly suggest you look into Ryanair. They fly pretty much everywhere in Europe that I know of, and it's cheap. It's very cheap, you guys. The only thing I think is you have to carry on your luggage. I don't believe you can check your luggage, if I remember, and then you don't have like an assigned seat, so a lot of times like the wait in line is like a little bit longer because everyone wants to like get their first choice of seat, kind of first come first serve. Although if you are traveling alone, which I did a lot when I was in Europe, actually I waited until everyone boarded Ryanair, and then I literally walked on, and the only seats that were left were the exit row seats, which are actually had more leg room and stuff, and they would always have to put me in those seats because there wasn't any left. So that's what I did when I was traveling alone a lot. I just sat, chilled, watch everyone wait in line, everyone board, and then I would like come on last and then just get like an exit row seat. So keep that in mind too, but it's a really good airline if you're gonna travel by air over there. Definitely use Ryanair. I talked to a couple people that traveled in Europe and they said the same thing as far as you know, what airline to use. Keep in mind when you're traveling. I was studying abroad when I was younger, and I remember I traveled into Paris, or I flew into Paris, and it was like nighttime, and my hotel was not near the airport whatsoever, and I got there and I had probably like an hour before all the train systems, the subways, everything shut down. And I don't think there's any Ubers that I know of that I could get a hold of there. So needless to say, it was like a rush to find where I'm going and to be able to get there before, you know, everything shut down and then I was stranded for the night. So keep that in mind, especially when you're going to foreign countries. You know, try and go like daytime hours or morning would probably be better because again, you don't know when stuff shuts down, when the public transportation shuts down and those kinds of things. So hope you guys enjoyed my travel tips. I'm very excited. I will be going to LA very soon to visit two of my best friends, one of my best friends from college and one of my best friends from high school. We're going to party at the Mondrian Hotel. We're going to go to a pool party for July 4th, and then my friend Laura and I were going to Vegas for the weekend, so much needed vacation. And like I said, if I had any hobby at all, it would be traveling because I love traveling. It awakens my soul. You know, it's better too if you can go with some friends, and if you guys ever get a chance to travel, my suggestion is always take it. I'll see you guys on the next vlog. Thank you for watching. Bye.